What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how is your Indigenous Peoples Day today?
Well, my Columbus Day is going very well. I don't celebrate Ignorant Peoples Day or whatever they call it, whatever the left is trying to do. We're not letting them do it. They can celebrate their, Italian Icy Day, but we're having a strong Columbus Day.
So it's always going to be Columbus Day in your house.
It's always Columbus Day. He was a great American who discovered places very strongly with great talent. And we honor him. And we're not going to stop honoring him because, I said this on the powerful Patreon episode we did for Columbus Day, for every Patreon member. I said, once you let them cancel Columbus Day, the next thing they do is they come for Christmas.
That's right. You did say that. You gave us your Columbus Day tradition with the great Fred Trump. Top five Italians. Yes.
People are saying probably the greatest Fred Trump because it showed a different side of Fred Trump.
It did.
Very different side.
It was very exciting. We learned about your top five Italians. We learned about your top five things about Christopher Columbus. And then, of course, your tradition. It was a bonus episode for the ages. And
you're not even looking. You're not even looking at me making a very strong Italian gesture.
I'm looking at notes. I'm sorry.
The YouTube people are going to enjoy that one. They're going to see a tech stuff guy leaving his president out to dry. Unbelievable. First episode, last episode for this tech stuff.
Well, everybody check out the bonus episode. One for the ages, like I said before. It's patreon.com/MPGA. Mr. President, there's something I want to get into, an article I read today. I wanted to ask you what was true in this article, because I know you will tell me the truth and the fake news will be mostly fake. It's an article when you were President of the United States of America.
So you mean today?
Yes, there were gifts given to you by foreign leaders. Lavish gifts like furs, expensive coins, diamonds, also alcohol. And these gifts, some of them were found to be fake. Some of them were never found that they were given, but they were somehow lost. I think like a $27,000 bottle of alcohol was just lost. Certain coins were lost. Can you give us the lowdown, first of all, about some of these foreign gifts, these gifts from foreign leaders, and then maybe we can go into the best gifts that were given to you and the worst gifts that were given to you?
Failing New York Times thought they had a scoop. Okay, they thought they had a bowl of Raisin Bran with 2 scoops. And all they had was a pile of shit. That's what comes after you eat the Raisin Bran. That's all they had. Now, when foreign leaders want to give nice things, it's called diplomacy. You ever heard this word?
I've read it a couple of times.
Diplomacy. It's what diplomatists do. Okay, they do strong diplomacy, and you've got to have negotiations. Now, we've had all these presidents. Obama was a fake professor. Clinton was an oversexed governor. Reagan was an actor. Bush was an idiot. We had all these people. They don't know how to negotiate. They didn't have business skills. They don't know. I had great relationships with other foreign leaders, because I knew how to negotiate and I know how to treat other powerful people. Because I was almost as powerful before the White House as I am as president. So I know how to deal with these people. Okay, I had to negotiate with foreign people, foreign leaders when I was running the Trump organization. So I was bringing in real diplomacy and real talent. That a lot of the failing New York Times, there's no talent there. So that when they see talent, they go, "What the hell is that? We got to go get it," because they don't realize what talent is. So when I meet uh, some some Muslim rich guy from the Middle East, and he says, "Hello, sir," and I go, "Hello, I'll have 20 on pump two." That's a little joke for little oil joke for that. And no, we sit down and we talk. We talk as businessmen, we talk as leaders, we talk as friends. And what do you do when you have a good relationship with somebody? Well, you want to show appreciation. So the failing New York Times isn't reporting this. When I went to China to see Xi, who's tough, he's
Yes.
tough. They didn't report this one because they're so stupid. They don't even have the best. And Xi would look at me and say, and I would look at him and go, "Oh, we'll see what happens." That's what I talk. And and is there a problem with my mic? Is my mic connected? Can you
Uh,
hear me?
I could hear you. It's a little distorted here.
Well, that's the failing New York Times classic. Classic. We're gonna fix this, and then we're gonna talk to the New York Times very violently indeed. So we're doing this, and then we gotta pump that microphone. What the hell is going on? This is
It sounds good right now.
Well, we'll keep talking like this then. But that's what the failing New York Times does. You see this. You see what they do.
What did you and G exchange?
Well, Xi, uh, he brought me a poo-poo platter. Okay, which is not a lot of people know this, but it's if you go to a Chinese restaurant, it's just like a series of different appetizers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, not when you're dealing with real Chinese leaders. It's not. No, what it is 5 different prostitutes, each with a unique talent. Okay. So it's like you're getting each one does special skills. And that, he had to give me 5 of them because, as I would often do on powerful trips to foreign countries, I would offer melatonin. That some of them would ask for Ivanka, and I'd say, you don't have enough wealth or enough gifts to get that. But melatonin is very experienced in this world. She's a very international model, mail order bride. So she would just she would go in the back with G, and that's how we would show appreciation for each other, because he was showing me respect, saying 5 of my uh, wonton soup whores are worth 1 powerful first whore. And they don't report on that they don't know. But that's what you do when you're dealing with strong world leaders. You find out what makes them tick. You find out how do you build a strong relationship. How do you figure out, just what they need. And so I was given gifts. And if that's the so-called law or the interpretation of the law, then the law is stupid. The law is stupid. And we have stupid laws written by stupid people.
Well, I wanted to know what gifts you and Shinzo exchange with each other.
Oh, well, Shinzo is one of the few guys that we really just exchange strong friendship.
Wow.
Well, and every time I went, every Friday night was sucky sake, where we would taste various sakis while talented Japanese women would sake. So, but that's, Japanese culture. It's a very traditional. I mean, I asked him for The Rising Sun. You ever see that movie?
A long time ago. It's been a
Okay,
while.
Well, that's where you get to murder an attractive American woman on a conference table. But that's we did. These are the things that people who stay in government the whole time, they don't understand. They don't understand the real world. They don't understand business. So it's a sad, disgraceful thing.
I just want to ask you about two more people, about if you remember what gifts you exchanged with each other. The next person is Putin. Do you remember what gifts you exchanged with Putin?
Putin, I mean, it's sort of a running theme, but Russia has the best prostitutes, and everybody knows that. Any businessman with any amount of wealth or talent knows that Russia has the best prostitutes. So it was just yeah, he would bring in five women who, and this is, you want to see respect. You want to see, everybody thinks Putin was bullying me or intimidating. No, we had very strong mutual respect. Like what I would do is I would bring him a gift of a Hillary Clinton lookalike that he would then sodomize and murder.
Okay.
And what he would do is when I would go up to my penthouse suite at the very exclusive hotel, there would be five Russian women who had been surgically modified to basically look identical to Ivanka. And it was that attention to detail and that sort of respect. Because of course, it doesn't, none of them were Ivanka. So
Right.
I was not doing anything wrong or illegal. I was simply having a sixsome with five women who looked exactly like Ivanka.
Right. You weren't technically doing anything wrong, but do you understand how it can sound wrong to someone if you were told them this story?
To a stupid person, of course, you have to always remember that there are people out there with very low IQ. But no, I don't see what the problem would be at all.
Okay. All right. The last person I want to ask you about gifts exchanged, Tough BB.
Well, I already know it was going to be Tough BB. Tough BB has great respect for his Israeli women. There are a lot of them in the army. They're tough, beautiful people.
Isn't it mandatory
Israelis.
that you have to be in the army if you're a citizen? You have to join the army for a certain amount of years.
Guess what, tech stuff? I'm the president of the United States, not the president of a Jewish place. Okay. So if maybe that's the law, I'm just saying it's very impressive that you have these beautiful women who are also very tough. And, they can shoot guns and they can, bang rich businessmen as well. Because BB would show up to the BB dojo, and it was a nice surprise because what I gave BB was I brought him some hot dogs and potato knishes from Katz's Deli in New York, and in exchange for that and our great friendship, he would show up with five very attractive Israeli women soldiers, and they would show up to the BB dojo in gis.
Mm.
And I thought, oh, it's going to be like a very strong demonstration of martial arts. And then they would all strip their gis off, and they were all naked, and we had a strong sixsome.
You're really into sixsomes. Like, is it only fits you where it has to be double a threesome, so it has to be a sixsome?
Well, you've done the math, and that's I give you credit, tech stuff.
Saying every man would be happy with a threesome, but you have to double it up for a sixsome. Is that how you think?
This is a great time to plug the Patreon, because if people have listened to the bonus episodes and have heard the dozens of great Fred Trump traditions, they know that I was over threesomes by the time I got to my junior year of college.
So going back to this New York Times article, there is
it's the failing
New York Times, but there is some truth to their reporting. They just don't have the gifts accurate. So the furs are false, and
no. Those you don't. You try to be respectful, and the tech stuff guy doesn't get it. If you had a sixsome,
right,
with five women who had been forced at gunpoint to get numerous surgeries to look like Ivanka Trump, Do you think it would be respectful of their efforts and their talents to say, "Oh, and I got a fur and a painting and a bottle of alcohol"? No, it's about people. I love people. I'm sure, yes, there were other things, yes, but we respect the people, the great women, some of whom I think were then brought to a firing squad afterwards. But you honor them first before you talk about alcohol and rugs and whatever else the hell people gave me. A lot of gifts, though. They wanted to give me a lot of gifts. They never wanted to give any other presidents nearly as many gifts.
No, definitely not. Well, that's awesome. You got all these great gifts and sixums. That brings us to our. We have two powerful sponsors this week, Mr. President. I know you're a fan of.
And the other thing is,
yes.
well, before we get to those, I'm obligated to say that my sixums were sponsored by Steakums.
Well, this podcast today is sponsored by two powerful sponsors. Our first sponsor today is Raycon earbuds. I love my Raycon earbuds. If I'm taking a walk around my neighborhood or just hanging out in the backyard, listen to a podcast, I can use my Raycon earbuds. Or if I'm going on a run or working out at the gym, they're great because you can use them to relax and you can use them for on the run, pump up, wind down, whatever it is. Use your Raycon earbuds. They're the new everyday earbuds with a new look and feel, and they sound better than ever. They have this great new sleek look to it. It's like a rubber oil look, but the best is the gel.
Calm down, Mike Pence.
The gel tips that fit in your ear. Okay. Usually they're very uncomfortable. These fit perfectly. They don't even bother me. And they don't like make your ear hurt afterwards. Also, there's 3 new sound profiles to enjoy. There's pure mode for listening to podcasts or maybe an audiobook. There's balance mode, listening to some rock and heavy metal. And then there's bass mode for hip hop, EDM, reggae music. There's also an all new awareness mode if you need to be listening to your surroundings instead of whatever's coming out of your listening device. Plus, there's 8 hours of playtime. That's a 32-hour battery life. I never even heard of that because I always forget to charge my phone, and I never have to worry about my Raycon earbuds because they always have battery life. There's also
when I have a Sixum and I charge those things up, when I'm done, I still have 7 hours and 58 minutes worth of playtime after to sort of, relax after a great, powerful 2 minutes of sixuming.
That's awesome. There's also a built-in mic, so you can take phone calls on your Raycon earbuds after as well with the press of a button. Also, Raycon start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee. Holidays are right around the corner, and we have a deal for all the Making Podcast Great Again listeners. Get 15% off your Raycon order at buyraycon.com/MPGA. That's buyraycon.com/MPGA to save 15% on your whole Raycon order. Again, one last time, holidays around the corner, buyraycon.com/MPGA.
There's no better. I can't. I have to say this because I know business a lot better than you. This is the time. If you need earbuds, if you're looking for a nice, affordable gift for yourself or for someone else, support your podcast and make your life better by getting some nice Raycon earbuds.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our second powerful sponsor.
Excuse me. I have great talent in business, and I think you should be using. You sort of take over when it's time to sell things. And it's like, I've sold a lot more stuff than you.
You're right.
Way. So I am strongly endorsing Raycon, and use that. What was it again?
It's buyraycon.com/MPGA.
And if you don't, then, you're very disloyal to this podcast and your president.
Exactly. And also, like Mr. President said before about our bonus episode of Columbus Day yesterday, in order to check out all the bonus episodes, just give it a shot right now. Go to patreon.com/MPGA. Just sign up for the $5 a month and binge about 50 bonus episodes. See if you enjoy it. If you enjoy that, go up a level, right? Check out the movie reviews, some of the old Kavanaugh episodes, lots of bonus material there. And then if you're really into it, which we know you're going to be, become a Perfect 10 Patreon Patriot, which we have the most out of all our patrons. Patreon Perfect 10 is the most, and you get the live episode once a month where we have an election coming up this month. There's some special guests coming on this month also. We have the awards coming on at the end of the year. You get probably more than double the content every single month. Plus you get the episodes early. So that's patreon.com/MPGA. Mr. President, do you know it is National Coming Out Day?
Coming out of what?
Coming out, like if you are gay, it is National Coming Out Day, and you come out and say you're gay or bisexual or whatever you are.
Is that why Big Gay Mike Pence was so happy today? I thought he just liked Columbus Day. You know, you should have seen this guy. The guy never, like the Italian sausage. I was like, who are all these sausages for? And he was like, sir, I'm celebrating Columbus Day. And I was like, all right, well, you can cut it with a knife and fork. I don't think you need to take the whole thing in one at a time. But I didn't realize. So maybe Big Gay Mike Pence was okay. Well, that might explain it. Mother looked very sad.
Now, are you still with our former vice president?
He's staying in the guest house right now at Mar-a-Lago doing powerful prayers with, I think I saw him in there with 2 or 3 pool boys earlier today. I think he's trying to do missionary work.
He's doing missionary work with the 3 pool boys. Do you think, is there any way that he would want to come on and talk about National Coming Out Day, just to see his opinion as being a very religious man and hear his opinion on this?
Let me see what the hell he's doing. Mike, you want to do the podcast, you big gay piece of shit? Okay, here. You remember? You ever see that video of him clapping and running? Here he comes. He's doing that right now. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get rid of some of this McDonald's. Hold on.
All right, let's. Mr. Vice President Pence.
Well, hello there, J-Nog. If it's been too long since I've seen you, Jay. It's great to see you. I see you're wearing a hockey jersey, and I can only imagine how powerful you are on skates. Probably just slamming men into boards and showing off that powerful low center of gravity.
It's great to see you too.
Well, you're always Jay, you're just always in such a great mood. And I know our president can be tough on you, but you're always just a powerful masculine ray of sunshine whenever I come on the show. Also when I visit the show.
Well, Vice President Pence, I wanted to ask you, being such a religious man, a Republican, how you feel.
Well, like I always say, I'm a Christian, a conservative, a Republican, and a J-Nog fan in that order.
Oh, I'm flattered. I wanted to know for what you thought about National Coming Out Day as such a religious man.
You know, we have a saying, which is, we hate the sin, but love the sinner. And I know that we're in confusing times. We've got radical left politicians and leaders and social people sending all sorts of mixed signals about what's acceptable and what kind of lifestyles are acceptable. So I don't blame the young people for being confused and for trying to find their own path. But we've got to set a strong, rigid, stiff, hard example for our young people of the right path, and that path is to follow Jesus Christ with his glistening abs and his thick flowing hair and that caramel colored skin. We've just got to follow him and do his will. And I think doing his will also involves supporting our president and still our president, Donald J. Trump.
I didn't know you and the president were still so close after you're staying at his guest house right now. Is this a special occasion for Columbus Day, or this is just this happens all the time?
Well, he knew that I knew it was National Coming Out Day. I have it circled on my calendar. And I asked him if I could come down because obviously Florida is teeming with robust, buff, if I may say, homosexual activity. And I asked the president, I said, can I just set up camp in your guest house for a few days to reach out to some of the younger, more virile, confused, fit, hard-bodied young men in the state of Florida and see if possibly with some prayer and some laying on of hands, if I could get them to choose a more Christian and righteous path.
How has your conversion therapy been going so far?
Well, it's sort of a cliche, as you know, when people say sometimes, I didn't save them, they saved me, sort of cliche. And I think that I have actually learned more from these young men in the last 24 hours than I thought I could teach them. Just powerful prayer positions, exploration of our deepest urges, of zones of our bodies that the Lord gave us, that is just, I think, making me a more powerful and effective pastor to these, if I can use that term, and not in the official sense of, running a church, but pastoring these young men through a difficult time in their lives.
Well, I'm glad. Are you extending this stay? I know if it was for the weekend, today is Monday, you'd be leaving shortly. Are you extending your stay to do more reaching out to the community, or are you going home to mother soon?
Well, mother is up in an upstairs bedroom. She chooses not to come down for any of the activities, which I appreciate because she understands that a woman being in their presence might only confuse them or make them feel ashamed or uncertain. So one of the guys, he's a personal trainer, very fit young man. He showed me this app called Grinder, which is because as you know, Democrats are the party of the elites, but we in the Trump conservative Republican Party, we're the party of the hardworking Americans. So when I see an app like Grinder, I say, well, count me in for that because we're the party that grinds. We work hard. We put in the effort every day. So apparently, this young man is very popular on Grinder and has assured me that tomorrow night, he has at least 35 young men coming over to share in scripture and discuss there. So I think the work is far from being over down here. And I thank the president for allowing me to use the guest house at Mar-a-Lago, because it's certainly going to a good, strong, righteous cause. No matter how hard the journey, I think we're going to experience a real joy.
Well, Mr. Vice President, thank you so much for joining us and for telling us about all this outreach you are doing. I wish you luck.
And let me tell you something, Jay. When I found out that you had a special, something from nothing, let me tell you something. I certainly produced something watching that special. So I want to thank you for that. It's Karen, Mother Pence enjoyed it, and I certainly enjoyed it. And looks like Bohemian Rhapsody is bumped off the rotation right now.
Well, thank you, I guess, so much. I appreciate that. And Mr. Vice President, good luck on this mission down in Florida. And I hope all the best for you.
Well, I thank you. And I see that, one thing we don't have to do is worry about these young men. They are very organized people because I keep hearing them screaming from the house, more anal. So they're a very anal retentive bunch. So maybe I can get them to loosen up a little bit. So thank you. Mr. President, I think you are wanted back here with the very powerful J Nog.
Wow. This has been a treat to have our president and vice president on in the same episode. Mr. President,
Yes.
I heard about Vice President
Look at you. You're
Pence's.
practically blushing. You're like this every time Pence comes on. Maybe you need a national coming out day. Such a big fan of Mike Pence, big gay tech stuff with big gay Pence. How about a,
He's very nice to me.
well, you know what? That's often one of the tells when you know a guy is batting from the other side when he's a nice guy.
I wanted to ask you, since it's National Coming Out Day, did you hear about this news about the new Superman in a comic? He's going to come out as bisexual in an upcoming DC comic. I wanted to know your thoughts on this.
Great. Kirsten Cinema is the new Superman. No, it's a total disgrace. It's what are the odds? What are the odds that Superman is not even human? Okay. You think they have bisexuals on his old planet that blew up? My friend Pat Robertson, who just retired, he told me the reason Superman's planet blew up is because of all the gays. So when you see that, and then they have the audacity to make Superman have a bisexual son, what kind of message does that send? How are the criminals going to be afraid? Oh, look, oh no, you caught me, but I'm handsome, so maybe instead I'll just fuck Superman's son instead of getting brought to justice. So it's a total disgrace. I think this is what the woke left does. This is what the woke left does. They had to make Superman, and I'm not saying it's not, but what are the odds? What are the odds that Superman, who's not even human, is going to have an LGBTQ son?
It doesn't really make sense since he's not human, but I guess they're just trying to go with the times for DC Comics. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I guess DC stands for down for cock. You never see that with Marvel. Marvel wouldn't do that.
They don't have a C in their name.
Thor isn't taking a hammer up the poop chute.
No, he isn't. Yeah, it's I don't know what it's I guess you're right with the whole woke left movement. I don't know why it's necessary to make Superman have a bisexual son. Maybe for the storyline, they can take it a few different places that I have never done that before, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me either.
Well, that's what the woke left does. So we're going to have a bisexual Superman son. Maybe Batman will be African American. Maybe who else is Aquaman will be, have a peanut allergy. And who else? Who else is? Oh, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, of course, is going to be trans, probably. Wonder, whoa, man. So that's where we're headed. That the Justice League is going to be the Social Justice League soon. So great job, woke left, sleepy Joe Biden destroying our comic book heroes. So you're going to turn the page and you're going to see Superman come home and he's stopped a plane from falling, but he can't stop his son from getting plowed in the rear. That's where we are with the Social Justice League. Congratulations, DC Comics.
Mr. President, the last thing I wanted to ask you about before we go is your former campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski.
Great guy.
Yes, but you have banned him from all Trump properties for he was allegedly sexually harassing women. Can you go into more detail about this?
Okay, my lawyer sent me a note. Let me read this. Corey Lewandowski is somebody whose actions towards women has made us very disappointed, and we can't have that sort of conduct around our people. So it is with utmost regret, but forceful strength that I say Corey Lewandowski is no longer welcome around the Trump organization or Trump properties because of his actions against women, who, of course, we respect and love and want to keep safe. Sincerely, President Donald J. Trump. Okay, so that's the statement. Okay, and that's because Corey did nothing wrong. Okay, just between the pie.
Between us.
The guy allegedly had an affair with Christy Nome, who I've taught and he knew. This is why I know he knew not to go next to Bobert. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
He can fuck a 46-year-old in South Dakota till his dick falls off on Washington's head, but he knew not to go near Bobert, my precious little Bobert. And he also fucked Hope Hicks, which like most people fucked Hope Hicks, but she's a very hot woman. So he's a very talented, aggressive guy. Okay. And I like that. I like that he's a man after my own heart, which is you go after the hotties. Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they don't. But that's irrelevant. You just go for them. And so now we have to play this game where we go, oh, Corey, you're no good, blah, 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 blah. He'll be back. He's too talented. He's going to help me get reelected for a third time, by the way. But for now, for the official record, yes, we scold you, Corey Lewandowski, very bad boy. You're very nasty and we don't appreciate it, blah, blah, blah.
So another case of the fake news.
No, the fake news got the press release that we sent out. I read the press release to you.
No, I understand that, but he really didn't do any of these things that they're saying.
No, I think he did do them. But what are they?
Oh,
so
okay.
what? Oh, so now we're saying what? Sexual harassment is a crime. Forcibly touching a woman when she's hot is all of a sudden we're making new laws. Now you can't grab a woman if you think she looks good. All of a sudden, before Trump, do whatever you want. But all of a sudden, no, sir, we have new laws that say you have to respect women's bodies. Who the hell made this up? So it's the two justice systems, one for Trump and his friends, and one for everybody else.
Well, at least you made that crystal clear, Mr. President. And once again,
remember Crystal Pepsi?
Yes, disgusting.
Well, I actually liked it.
Did you? What it was like a mix between Sprite, seltzer, and just nastiness. You like that?
This is your last time doing the show.
Have you been keeping up with your McDonald's diet? You have not talked about your McDonald's recently.
I eat. Now I've learned to eat before the show.
Okay.
So of course I'm supporting McDonald's. It's a great American company with great food and great family values. Plus, there's a drive-through lady near Mar-a-Lago with a huge set of cans. Let me tell you something. When she turns 15, she's getting an invite to Mar-a-Lago.
What a lucky lady. Mr. President, thank you again. Thank you, Raycon earbuds. Pick up a pair, buyraycon.com/MPGA. And again, like we said, we just recorded the Columbus Day bonus episode for our Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. And thank you to all the listeners who Yes.
I have a request. We got a request from one of our perfect 10 people. So if you're able to check your calendar, can we do the bonus, the very special bonus? Actually, no. I have an event. I have an event in Morristown, New Jersey on the 21st. So I guess we're going to have to do it at the end of the month.
So we'll do it the 28th.
But I also have an event in New York on the 28th. So I think we might have to pick why don't we find out from the people if there's a day they don't always communicate, but we're going to have to, I think, pick a special day.
We'll pick a special day.
Very special day, powerful special day.
We'll do it. We will figure that out. Also, thank you to all listeners for the tweets and messages about my special, Something from Nothing. Thank you for renting it. If you haven't rented it yet, it is available, I think, internationally and in the US, on Amazon, Apple TV, YouTube, Xbox, Vimeo, Google Play, and also on demand on your cable provider. It's called Something from Nothing. It's a comedy special, part documentary. And thanks again for all listeners who checked it out and the nice messages. Really appreciate that. And if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's $5 to rent it. Something from Nothing. And that's all I got, Mr. President. The floor is yours.
Well, we're coming down to a very important month for this president. Hello, everybody. It's JL. Just kidding. It's not Trump. If you are anywhere near Long Island, Friday, October 15th, folks, the brokerage in Belmore. Get your tickets. Come on out. Let's have a nice time. It'll be a great show. My special taping is sold out on the 23rd. So if you're in the New York area, this show is your chance to see basically most of that set. Since you can't come to the special if you haven't already gotten tickets. A bunch of other shows locally. If you're a New Jersey or New York person, there are a few shows going to be listed on my website. Morristown, New Jersey is one of them. And then Lee, Massachusetts. Don't know if I have any of my Williams College people or Berkshire people, but I'm doing a show on November 6th, Saturday, November 6th in the Berkshires, Lee, Massachusetts. And then after that, Pittsburgh and DC in December. Working on LA, already have the LA show, working on a Northern California show, a Chicago show, and a Salt Lake City show for early 2022. So please either listen to Righteous PK podcast, my other podcast, and or sign up for my monthly newsletter on the bottom of my homepage on my website, or keep listening to this fucking show because I'll also say it here. But yeah, that's it. You guys are the best. Thank you as always for your support. And God help us all.